G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. For this episode, it's going to be more of an audio podcast. Having a bit of a bad hair day, so I won't be showing my face, but that's all right. That's kind of cool. What am I talking about today? So today, guys, I'm talking about the middle linebacker position, and I want to start off with this. I did forget this the other day when I was talking about Kendrick Green being a fullback. Now, I saw this the other day, and there was a bit of a rumor that Forrest Ryan was going to be signed by the Steelers. And I didn't pick up on it. I was like, that can't be true. My good mate Derek from Detroit Lions Syndicate was like, there's a chance that he might be signed. Or, there's no need. We don't need any more middle linebackers. I didn't know, however, that when I woke up this morning or a few hours ago, that Chappelle Russell has been waived and injured. And that's why they've went and signed another middle linebacker. Now, on the roster already, the Steelers have a ton of linebackers. They have, where are we? Quan Alexander, of course. Cole Holcomb, 55. Elena Roberts, 50, right? They all played in the game versus the Buccaneers. Mark Robinson as well, middle linebacker. Tanner Muse, 44, who's fighting for that special teams spot. Nick Kukowski, 53. And now, number 46, Forrest Ryan, even though Christian Kuntz is 46, so they're giving him the number. This guy, to me, will probably just be a camp guy. I'm not going to go through his stats at all, but we'll see him play versus the Bills in about 5-6 days' time. So it's going to be fun to watch him play, of course, as it is all the Steelers. But I don't think he has a chance to make the team when in reality, the guys I think that are going to make the four are probably Cole Holcomb, Elena Roberts, Mark Robinson, and Quan Alexander. And if they go with five, sometimes they might go with five middle linebackers. It's going to be either Tanner Muse or Nick Kukowski for that team guy that can run down on the kickoff returns or punt returns, stuff like that. Now, we saw a massive play. If you go back and watch the highlights, and I have recently watched the highlights, I went back and watched. I'm trying to figure out this days and things, so I was fortunate enough to watch a 40 minutes highlights versus the Bucks. And Nick Kwiatkowski is how I think you pronounce his name. He made a big sack on the Bucks quarterback, went right through, bulldozed over the running back, then made a sack. So he's trying to make a name for himself. I think Tanner Muse had a few tackles here and there, but he's trying to be a teams guy as well. So I think those two blokes are fighting it out for like the fifth spot if there's a fifth, middle linebacker. But I also want to bring up too that Holcomb has been playing some really good football. I like what he did the other day. He doesn't mind getting dirty. He doesn't mind hitting someone. I saw him lined up right against the offensive line and met them at their mark straight away and was ready to fight and push back the blockers and stuff like that for other guys to come down like the Quan Alexander to make the tackle. Now, of course, Quan Alexander, if you talk about him too, from the footage I saw with him, man, he was ready. He was beyond ready to play. He was fantastic to watch. I remember just the first few tackles he made. I think Marcus Golden made a big move to open up a lane for him. Then he ran down in the box and made a tackle for a loss. Did that twice. And it was also that big tackle that Quan Alexander made, I think, with the penalty. And I was like, what are you doing? You can't be throwing flags for that. That kind of sucks. So I'm kind of excited to see what he can do in the next game and to see where the Steelers go because this year is different. I've been saying it for the last 2 or 3 months. This year is completely different. But even with the depth chart, right? So it says here from the Steelers depth chart department or on Steelers.com, Holcomb, I think he'll be the lead guy at 55. He'll be the lead guy. I think Roberts and Quan Alexander will kind of like fight it out to see who's going to, be interchanged like that. But we did see a lot of Cole Holcomb and Quan Alexander play together. So I don't mind that. I don't mind that kind of like company or that kind of duo to happen. And then also you saw Mike Robinson make a few tackles too. And he was playing with a backup. So when you saw him on the field, he kind of stood out because I just like the way he tackles. I like how he's just a very sure form tackler. And there was one bloke he really rocked. If you go back to the highlights, I think it was like in the middle of the scrum or middle of the O-line, just absolutely rocked him off his socks. It was fantastic to watch. But I also do want to bring up some other linebackers too, because this year, I'm telling you, you guys already know this. They're going to be very physical, very physical. I want to bring up too Nick Herbig as well. I saw this this morning and I was like, I feel like, this is his quote, by the way, I feel like I was born to be a Steeler. I'm supposed to be here. I feel the black and gold running through my veins right now. Isn't that incredible? That to me is incredible. Look, skill wise, fantastic. You can always get better. You can train, you can work out, you can hone your craft. But if you have that passion that Nick Herbig does to play for the black and gold, that's what I want to see. And we saw that too. We saw that in the game versus the Buccaneers, where we had 1.5 sacks, and I believe that Leal got the other half too. But on the first sack, we saw him take on the right tackle, and before he could even click your fingers and say black and gold Steelers, he was round the back and made a big play on the quarterback, held him by the hand, and then dragged him all the way down the field. And I was like, let's effing go. Something is different about this team. I did also like what Marcus Golden was doing too. He played a few snaps with the first team, and he also set up Quan Alexander for a big hit. But you look at all these dudes, you've got Holcomb, he can hit. Roberts, he can hit. He's won Super Bowls, the former captain. Cole Holcomb's a former captain. Quan Alexander, he's a vet. Mark Robinson, he's learning his stuff. Nick Kwiatkowski, I think he was from the Falcons. He's a big hitter too. So a lot of these guys, and I think Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin said, you know what? We saw what happened last year with the Devin Bush. We all know what happened with Devin Bush. He was fantastic in his rookie year. Then after the injury, kind of like slid away, and I was like, oh no, it didn't work out, right? Miles Jack got signed to Philadelphia. I don't know where Marcus Allen is. I think he's not playing anymore. And we have, who's the other bloke we used to have? Middle linebacker. Robert Spillane plays for the Raiders too. So it's kind of going to be good to see when we play, running back Najee Harris or Warren or offensive line versus the Raiders in I think week 3 is when we go and meet them. So kind of interesting to see that dynamic play out too, where ex-Steeler and we verse him in his house and see what happens. But most of all, guys, before I end the episode, and this stuff fires me up, the fact that he wants to be the Steeler, he feels a black and gold run through his veins. The fact that you have Nick Herbig getting almost 2 sacks. You got guys like even Keanu Benton. I know I'm only talking middle linebackers. I'm talking linebackers, but rookie-wise, Keanu Benton out there playing some good physical football. I feel like it's back. It is back. Steeler Nation, the physicality is coming back, and I can't wait to watch preseason week 2, Steelers versus Bills. And I can't wait to see some more tackles from these guys because I feel like these guys want to hit someone and they want to go and win a championship.